Okay, so today's math lesson was chapter 3, lesson 6, page 167. I'm going to go over 167, 168, and then you guys are going to have to finish 169, 170, 171, and 172. Okay, it'll be in Google Classroom. So yesterday we talked about different properties of multiplication. One was the commutative, which is said we could flip our factors around. This is the associative property, which shows that the way in which numbers are grouped does not change the product. All right, here's an example. There are 2 video games in each value pack. There are 6 value packs in each box. And if Raul buys 3 boxes for a collection, how many video games will there be? We basically need to find out what 2 times 6 times 3 is. Okay? With the associative property, it tells us that we can group them any way that we want that makes sense. So there's 2 ways that we're going to do this here. We can do 2 times 6 times 3. And we're going to start out by putting the parentheses around the first 2 factors. Parentheses means you need to do that first, okay? So 2 times 6 is 12, and then 12 times 3. Well, if you don't know your 12 times tables, then you would have to do 12 plus 12 plus 12. And if you don't know that, then you would have to write it out, 12 plus 12 plus 12. And you would add it up, and you would get 36. The other way that we could do it is we could do the 6 times 3 first, okay? So again, if you put parentheses around there, that means that needs to be done first, which is 18. You drop in your time sign and your 2. Well, 2 times 18, again, if you don't know your 18 facts, which you probably won't, I don't expect you to, you would have to do 18 plus 18, because remember, multiplication is just repeated addition. 8 plus 8 is 16, carry the 1, be 36. So both of them get you to 36. That's how many video games he would have, okay? So he will have 36 video games. So the associative property of multiplication says it doesn't matter how you group them, what you do first. You can do these 2 factors first or these 2, okay? When I have problems like this, I'm looking to see what's the easiest way to group them. All right, let's look at the next page. Okay, and this is page 167, 168. So on page 168, we're going to use the associative property of multiplication to find 9 times 2 times 4. Well, here's my original problem. The first way I'm going to do it is I'm going to group 9 times 2 together. Well, 9 times 2 is 18. And then you have to do times 4. Well, again, if you don't know 18 times 4, you would have to do 18. And you're going to have to add it all up. Okay, so 8, 16, 24, 32, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, that's a tough way to do it. But if I grouped over here first, the 2 times 4, that would be 8. Drop in your multiplication and your 9. And if you know your facts, which you should know these facts, 9 times 8 is 72. Okay, this was much easier to do than this way because we grouped these 2 first. All right, and that's all you're going to do. You're going to look to see how can you group them. All right, next problem under guided practice. So our number sentence is 5 times 3 times 3. So they want us to do this grouping first. So 3 times 3 is 9. Drop your times sign and your 5. 5 times 9 is 45. On my number sentence, 4 times 2 times 7, they're going to have us to do 4 times 2 first, because 4 times 2 is 8. Drop in your multiplication sign and your number 7, and then you should know 8 times 7 is 56. And then the final problem is 3 times 1 times 6. Well, they're going to have us do this problem first. 3 times 1 is 3. Drop your multiplication sign, your 6, and that's 18. Okay, so the associative property says that it doesn't matter how you group them. All right, here's what you're going to be doing in Google Classroom. You're going to have page 169, 170, 171, and 172 to do. Okay. So I'm going to go over one of these to show you how I would do it. So if I look, let's say this one, 2 times 2 times 4. I can group 2 times 2 first, which is 14. But then I'd have to take 14 times 2. It's not real easy. So what I would do is I would group this first. 2 times 2 is 4. Drop your times and your 7 sign. And 4 times 7 is 28. Now, this is showing me your work. And this is what I'm going to need to see you do on this page. Okay? I'll do another one. So let's go down to 11. I have 9 times 2 times 4. Well, if I do 9 times 2 first, that's 18. I don't know my 18 times 4 facts. So I'm going to group this first because it's in parentheses that tells me that I need to do that first. 2 times 4 is 8. Drop straight in your multiplication sign from up here and your 9. Don't flip the numbers around. They need to still be in order. And then 9 times 8 is 72. All right. On the next section, compare, you need to use greater than, less than, or equal. So you have to solve the left side, the right side, and put what it is. Same thing here. On here, you need to solve these number sentences. If it's a sun, you're going to put a 2 there. If it's a smiley face, you're going to put a 3. Down here, you're going to find the unknown number. Okay. On 21 and 22, you need to read the problems. Please make sure if it says write a number sentence that you are writing the number sentence, not just give me the answer. And you have work over here that you can do. Under the homework section, you're going to do the practice and you're going to do this. Okay, so you're going to do 171. I'm going to have this in Google Classroom, okay, and you're going to have to open this document with Cami. All right, always go back and make sure you reread the directions.